guys, hello, welcome, and thank you for dropping by my little channel, Miss Nikki-san, where I show you everything I find interesting, things to do in the area, and most importantly, foods and places to eat at. So today I'm taking my family and you on a little road trip through the heart of Washington, D.C. to witness the beginning of spring in this beautiful city. But first things first, we are gonna give our car a little cleaning because we just don't like to ride dirty, as the sign shows here. So what are we doing in today's vlog? Basically, we're going to do a lot of walking and a lot of sightseeing, but most importantly, we're going to hang out by the monument, which is that really tall structure shaped like a needle a few blocks from the White House. So first, we're going to walk through the Kite Festival, and then we're going to end up at the cherry blossoms and walk by all the food trucks lined up by the tidal basin for this event. And then lastly, we're going to do a little bit of more walking and sightseeing around the area. So let me tell you why I'm taking you to downtown on this beautiful day. The reason is that this is the week that cherry blossoms are at peak blooming. It's also one of those pretty important days in the DC area that has a historical significance. It's also one of my personal favorites because it's just really pretty to see all the trees bloom in pink, and there are a lot of events created around this day. Washington, D.C. is a big tourist attraction, being the capital of the USA, but this event brings in a ton more tourists to the city. There are a lot of festivals happening around it and parades. I haven't gone to the Cherry Blossom Parade in many years, and I'm missing it this year as well, but it's very nice and they put a lot of work and effort into it. So here you can see people already have their kites out. I think it's pretty cool and just relaxing to look at. We are now approaching the monument and soon we'll reach the tidal basin. Here we are at the monument, and it's really crowded, it's really packed, it's so noisy. If being around people is not your thing, this definitely will not be your thing either. So for this Blossom Kite Festival, you can see they set up tents. I suppose that's where you can sign up, buy a kite if you didn't bring your own, or even pick up a free one and decorate it right on the spot. There are all sorts of activities here and very long lines. There are kite competitions, of course, music, and other types of performances. Did you know that kites in Asia have been part of the military and cultural traditions? I knew about the cultural part, but not about the military. Also, in the 1700s, European scientists figured out that kites could actually be used in weather forecasting. And this is after using kites as toys for kids for almost a century. I think it's pretty amazing how much history and significance kites have throughout the ages and how different cultures use them. So we're getting close to the tidal basin now, but before we get there, I wanted to explain what the tidal basin is real quick. It's basically an artificial man-made reservoir or lake sandwiched between the Potomac River and the Washington Channel. It's part of the West Potomac Park near the National Mall. And the National Mall is where all the most iconic monuments of the capital of the United States are located, such as the U.S. Capitol at the eastern end, the White House to the north, the Smithsonian Museums, and lots of lawns and pathways for walkers, bikers, and joggers. I'm sure you're probably wondering, what's the history behind these cherry blossoms in the DC area? What exactly is the big deal? The cherry tree was a gift from Japan as a sign of solidarity between the people of Japan and the United States at the turn of the 20th century. So Japan gifted the United States over 3,200 trees representing 12 different varieties. Two of the varieties, the Yoshino and Kwanzan, dominate the Washington DC area. But nowadays, the Yoshino cherry tree seen here circles the tidal basin and spills into the Washington Monument grounds. In the Japanese culture, the cherry blossom is an important flowering plant and is a symbol of richness. In Japan, the blooming of the cherry blossom tree has been celebrated for centuries. Another interesting fact about the Cherry Blossom Festival is that it was initiated by a woman in 1885. Her name was Mrs. Eliza Ruhama Sidmore, and she was a world traveler, a writer, and diplomat in the late 1800s. Think about it, when most women stayed home to raise families, this woman traveled the world and made social changes. I don't know too much other details about her life, but this is something very interesting because she basically started this beautiful tradition that brings people together to enjoy this beautiful and peaceful sight. Well, I'm not too sure about the peaceful because it's always very busy and always very crowded, but you can absolutely feel and see that it brings a lot of happiness and a lot of joy in people. It took Mrs. Sidmore about 24 years to turn this idea of planting trees along the Potomac waterfront into a reality. I know.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. It just went everywhere, all over my face.
Yeah.
So these are the new ones, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the ones that were planted.
Let's take a picture. Now you get your jacket.
It's okay though.
See why I asked you to go to the bathroom? Behind you.
Yeah. That's a line.
I've already told you that you have to listen.
Let me take a video of this. So the cherry blossom blooming event starts around March 22nd and usually peaks on the 25th of March. This year, because of warmer temperatures, it started a little earlier. A few weeks later, there is the Cherry Blossom Parade, which is held every year on April 15. This year we had to miss it because you have to purchase tickets way ahead of time and they sell out crazy fast. Also, I missed the purchasing window for good seats, so I'll try my luck again next year. Now we're walking back to our car through the city where you can see all these old government buildings, sculptures, and museums. One thing I love about DC is that there are a lot of free activities. Almost all museums are free, and the only thing you might pay for could be some special exhibition or performance. There are also a lot of free spring and summer concerts on the National Mall, and also a lot of cultural festivals that I actually love going to. Straight ahead there across the road you can see the food trucks lined up, and these are very popular with the locals as well as tourists, especially people who work around here. They love going to the food trucks. The lines can be very long, but they move quickly. This is the National Mall. More kites gliding in the air. People are laying on the lawn, having picnics, or just hanging out with friends. And straight ahead there is the US Capitol. This is where the laws of this nation are written, presidents are inaugurated, and where they deliver the State of the Union messages every year. That building right there across the street is the African American History and Culture Museum. Supposedly it's also called the Blacksonian, kind of like the Smithsonian, and it's the largest museum about Black history in the US. And in the distance right there, there are more national museums. All are free, you just have to reserve your time slot online.
Come on, quick. How's your ice cream?
It's only 3:20 too.
I know. How's the walk, Stephen?
It's fun.
It's fine? Don't feel tired?
11,000 steps.
Your knees are not giving out yet?
Nikki, I can walk miles around you too.
So what did you think of the cherry blossom?
Very nice. Been a while.
Yeah. It was crazy, hectic,
I mean,
but it was a lot of fun. I mean, I don't know, fun? Was it fun? Really
Well guys, this is the end of this little vlog, so thank you so much for sticking around till the end. If you enjoyed this little walk around the city, please give us a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. Until then, sending some lovely hugs and positive energy.